Just keep silent, Eric. I want to do it, so you can't stop me. Oh, I'm so sorry, people. This should have gone totally different, but Eric kept on babbling, and I'm a bit distracted now, and I'm getting pretty nervous. But well, here we go. I'm going to do my best. Okay.
So when do you want me to stop talking?
Right now, please. There's no bar for us. There is no fruit for us. What's with this king that suddenly tries to take kiss away from us? Who wants to buff forever? Who wants to buff forever? Ooh. That's all. Anyway, welcome to Talking Void. Welcome on TV and everything. You know, I just wrote, we're live on TV, and that's true because we are live on Talking Void. Let's not do the thing again. And this time I'm with Eric, who interrupted me when I was trying to start my beautiful Bowen song. I'm getting all emotionally teared up about that, you know. Anyway, it's back to our old format. We have one of our regulars on the show, one of our Precipice of Dreams characters. Well, I guess we have two Precipice of Dreams characters on as a guest on our show, and we have got about 2.5 hosting this show.
Currently one Precipice of Dream character.
Yeah, okay, yeah, true. Well, then it's me is under 1.5. Anyway, doesn't matter. Welcome to Talking Void, and we're going to have a what?
I said welcome all.
Oh, welcome all. Yeah, welcome chat. Welcome everyone.
Welcome chat.
Yeah. So before we dive into the other intro, because I love that intro, you all know that by now. Let's first go over some socials. We'll make it short. We've decided to have you be able to watch Twitch again till 2 weeks ago, up to 2 weeks into the past, I mean, because we blocked that first for a while. And I just wanted to say that we opened that again because we love our community and we decided that this is the way to go. And you can watch all our old things on YouTube. Please spread the word, follow us and do everything. We have our Instagram account, we have our Facebook page, which is not that active, but we are active on Facebook. And we have our Discord, which is slowly getting filled with cool things. And Asner clipped me, so that's the way to go. So without further ado, let's go into the wonderful intro to Talking Void. Here we go. We're back.
We are back. Oh,
yeah, no. We are creepy and noir, which means black, which means void, which is us. And I love being creepy, although it's quite lighthearted for the show for the rest of it. So that's the big contradiction. Thank you, Ashley, for joining us again. And thank you, Miraneas. Thank you, Asner. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Sir Skankulot, thank you, Careful Cantrip, thank you everyone who's watching more passively, and we enjoy having you here, and hopefully we have a nice show for you. So we are going to talk about the Precipice of Dreams first, before we go into our main topic, which is something to do with items and stuff. But definitely the best part of the show, that intro. Well, Michelle, what can I say? Anyway, We're going to talk about the Precipice first, but because I have Erik on the show, I first wanted to do something else. I haven't prepared him for this, but can you please tell us, how did you lose your... No, that's not what I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask you, let's talk about some art. Because...
Okay, yeah. Let's go.
That's far more relaxed. Because there were a lot of reveals in the past 2 episodes of the Precipice of Dreams, and they got really, we really appreciated it, and so did our followers. So do you want to say anything about your big uptake in content art-wise?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun doing it these past couple of months. Last time I talked about it was last show I joined you. And yeah, Roger has really been drilling me with all kinds of art requests. So there's a lot more in store for you guys. But I'm constantly improving with my artwork because I'm doing it a lot nowadays. Every spare minute that I have, I fall back to my trusty Huon tablet. This is my drawing tablet. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun doing it. A lot of fun anticipating what Roger wants. And yeah, I think we're on the same wavelength at the moment. So
that's cool.
That means we can create a lot of content.
I personally especially loved your version of Stamet, the king.
Yeah.
And I, of course, love my hollow form of hollow Bowen form as well, which was a great interpretation of what I'd seen. But that we did in as a kind of collaboration. And then I saw Stamet as a piece of art during the show, and I was really amazed by it. And I think a lot of people were as well in chat at that point. So... yeah.
Yeah, awesome to hear. I love making this artwork, and it really, I really try to enhance the show with it, and yeah, it really helps to give everyone a better image of Roger's twisted world, and
yeah, it does, and it does it in a great way. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that's a short piece about your about the art. But and then, now I am going to introduce the main topic, which is a bit strange. Okay, but it was, what is the most memorable item your character has ever had in Dungeons and Dragons, and why? We'll come back to that later. Sorry, I switched 2 slides. But anyway, who cares, right? Let's discuss the Broodmother and Briarroot Copse. 2 episodes that we missed in Talking Void, and well, I'm going to do this with you, which is fun, because you play Thomas and I play Bowen, and we are both very fun characters. We always make each other laugh and stuff.
Yeah, I really love the rivalry, which has subsided a bit during the last 2 episodes. I think new Bowen is a lot to take in for Thomas right now.
Yeah, well,
he doesn't exactly know what he has, what he can do with the new Bowen. Can he trust him? Is he a threat to him? Because I threatened the old Bowen, and yeah, I don't know how much of that threat passed on to the current Bowen. So Thomas is a bit on his toes, I think, at the moment. But which one of the 2 episodes did you like the most? The Broodmother or the
Briarroot Copse? Yeah, it's a difficult title. Yeah. Well, actually, I don't know. There were great parts in both of them. I especially liked the start of the Broodmother episode and the end. I love the middle as well, but that was combat, and I love combat. But the really new things happened at the start and the end, I think. Well, that's not entirely true as well, but I love my conversation with Aldrief at the start, and then I love my conversation at the end with Aldrief, and everything that happened in between. Yeah, so that's... and then the Briarroot Copse was quite a different kind of episode, because... well, first of all, it had a lot of different aspects as well. Had a lot of cool role-playing moments. There was, of course, the first magical items we received.
Which were awesome. Roger really did a great job making tailored items for us all.
And I think we are going to see some art reveal this show, right, Erik?
Not for the items, sorry guys.
No, I know. Sorry, he didn't. He didn't comply with that.
I'm currently drawing
directive.
villains for the next episode, so or maybe allies. Who knows? Because Roger lies to me all the time.
Yeah. So no art of that yet, but we will be seeing some art of you, so that will be fun.
Yeah, I think I will be making them during the holidays.
Yeah, because you well, anyway, cool. That's well, we do that at the end, right? Wish everyone a happy Christmas and a successful New Year.
We will.
That we may keep breathing and that nothing will impede our breathing process, so to say, in 2021. You can't rush genius. No, you can't. You can't rush genius. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You can't rush genius. Thanks, Ashley. Thanks for putting him into place.
We missed out on and we loved the art and missed out on seeing how well Thomas would have fitted in the cooking pot. Yeah, well, I was hoping, but you know. So back on topic. So that's what I thought about. So the second episode was quite different, but it was so much fun again. I loved the way we entered the episode with all these wrong expectations.
Yeah.
Even you, who did some of the art, had the wrong expectations.
Yeah, I really thought the guy was the druid. So, and I have a whole chat with Roger. And how do you want the druid to be posed? And should I do this plant thing with the druid? And I was so convinced it was the druid. So I was, I was very pleased with the surprise that show.
Yeah, so cool. Then we almost went into the cooking pot. Not into slavery, but who cares? Which did not happen because of the princess, who we love. We saw Kiss again.
Yeah, thank that.
Which I don't care about.
Yeah.
Well, anyway. And then there was the talk and the relaxing bath scene. The gifts giving and the final night's rest before we got awakened by some ruckus in the great theater below or above, I don't know, but because we can't we can't sense on what elevation we are at any certain moment, right? I think that's what Roger meant with that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my summary for some reason. I don't know why I summarized that episode, but I love them both for their different aspects. And I can't say which one was the greatest. Which one did you love the most then?
I do. I love them both equally because I am really a sucker for combat. I really love D&D combat. That's from my character. Wolfguard in your campaign. I do love all the role-playing episodes, but as soon as we start combat, that's where I excel. And I think Thomas is in there as well. That's just my playstyle. But I really did love the role-playing aspect of the second episode because I think we rolled only 2 or 3 dice during the whole episode.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Or maybe some perception checks or something.
No, a perception check and an insight check, I think. And that's it.
And a medicine check. There was a medicine check somewhere.
And still, to play for 2 hours without rolling a whole amount of dice, that's quite extraordinary.
Well, I love that in Dungeons and Dragons because if nothing should be decided by dice, just leave them be, I think. And we have this tendency that in conversation we really let our own talking do the work instead of letting the dice decide what is going to happen. And even though I would like to roll persuasion at some point, but when it gets when it's important enough to do one, or not important enough, depending on. Well, you understand what I'm saying.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah. So, how about Thomas Bowen interactions?
There weren't that many last
right.
2 episodes.
Oh,
You threatened me a couple of times. Oh, yeah. In Holland we say spierballen tonen.
Flexing our muscles.
Yeah, you flexed your muscles a couple of times, saying, "That's how you do it, Thomas.
Yeah,
that's how you kill something." And that really frightened Thomas because you were very efficient at killing. And I think Thomas has been avoiding the new Bowen a bit.
Yeah.
Well, I think I've been avoiding the new Bowen a bit.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what to make of him just yet.
Well, I feel that we will get into the relationships even more while of course we will be getting into that, but I can't say anything. That's the difficulty, right? Because
it is, because I want to tell you all about the artwork, and I can't say anything. Yeah, I also can't say anything because there's a lot of cool stuff coming our way.
So, in that case, should we just end the episode here and stop talking?
Yeah. Okay, that's it. Well, everyone.
Yeah, it was fun.
Have a good night.
Yeah.
Lovely holidays.
See you soonish, and see you in the new year, probably.
I do wonder when we get to see the old Bowen, because I really loved the old Bowen dynamic within the group, because he always stirred up he just stirred up the fire every time we had a normal conversation with people. Bowen always knew how to throw in a wrench in the machine, or how it's called.
Yeah, I think this Bowen does it as well, but in a different way.
Yeah, in a creepy way.
Drink wine, responsible kids. Yeah, true. I love the dynamics of the different Bowens and how they both interfere with the rest of the party in a way. Yeah.
Do you have troubles connecting the two Bowens with each other? Because they are they are
quite differently.
They are quite different, but they have an aspect that binds them, right?
So, as you might remember, when we did the first pre-show before our first show that's on YouTube, we did 3 shows before the first show, and when we started, and I came out of the inn that was there in Pirot. I started talking, and then I discovered who Bowen was. And this time around, when Bowen Darkheart, how he's now called, got first introduced, I started doing him, and then I discovered who he was. I had this concept of what he should be, and that, that still fits in some regards, but not in all of them. There will be a precipice this Monday. And I suspect that both Bowens don't lie. Interesting.
Yeah, I do think they don't lie either, because the first, not lie or not tell the whole truth, because the other Bowen knew there was something going on with him.
Yeah.
When he woke up with the board.
Yeah, so that dynamic, that's really interesting, and I'm still figuring it out myself, because Darkheart is now shifting towards what I now understand him to be. It gives me a different perspective on what he did in connection to Bowen Goodheart. So I'm eager to explore that connection.
Okay. Yeah. And if I may ask this, did you come up with the idea of killing the boar, or was it Roger that said, "Well, I have something in store for you"?
Okay, so
And just answer. If you can't answer that, don't answer it. But I was really,
I
was
think
really.
because I so the strange thing is that I discussed a couple of things with Roger, of course, and still for some reason the way it played out, even when I should have known I would be changing into Darkheart when we went into the tree, I for some reason wiped that from my mind, and I was kind of shook up about it myself, because when it happened I thought, whoa man, this is happening. But at a certain level I knew that it was going to happen, and it's the same I think with the boar. I can honestly not say if I gave that idea to Roger. He could probably tell you, but or that he came up with it. But it had a parallel with something that has been that I described in my biography.
Okay. Wow.
So there's that. Yeah, and I have this idea of what. What he should be and why he is the way he is. But I have no concept of the lore of that Roger has written down, so that's interesting as well. So they are going mad in chat.
Yeah.
I suspect that both Bowens don't lie, so we had that one. If you ask one Bowen if the other one would tell you the truth, would you get a straight answer? Bowen is the only black and white character in the Grey group. There is an episode of The Precipice of Dreams next Monday, December 28th. There you have your answer. Can't wait to meet the Grey Bowen. He's an accountant in Rotterdam. Probably. Yeah, so, yeah. And ha, says Suske Kurot. Well, let's explore in the next episodes. I have another question for you then, Thomas.
Okay. Yeah,
of Erik, sorry, not Thomas. How do you feel without your trusty knight beside you?
Yeah, I really love exploring without the knight, because as everybody who follows the show knows, that Thomas has a bit of a dark past and a bit of a dark streak to him, and Sir Gunther keeps him in check. Now he doesn't have that restraint, so I wonder how long we will be separated from Sir Gunther, because this maybe will take Thomas to a dark path, and that's something we will explore in the next couple of episodes.
Maybe I will scare you so much that you don't even start thinking about what you could do when you go to the dark side.
Okay, Emperor Palpatine. But no, but I really love exploring that more dark side of Thomas. He also has two sides to his own character, and when Gunther is around, he really tries to be his best him. To be how do you say that?
The best possible Thomas.
To be the best possible Thomas, and now Gunther is not around, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's strange as well, because I really miss him in a way. Gunther.
I do. I also do.
Yeah.
And
he's our fifth member, and there's an even amount of players that are playing, but we are one member short.
Yeah, we are one member short.
Yeah. And I really thought he would die like in 2 episodes, but he's still there. And oh man, he's so funny.
He will outlive us all.
Yeah, I think so, probably. Yeah. Which is not strange, because we're going to die in like 2 days. And then he dies the day after about coughing up blood. Anyway.
I do wonder how long we will be in this realm, because this is quite a different realm from the... we strayed very far from the path right now. And
we have all these things to do. We have to find this... we are going into battle right now. We have this hack thingy, and then we have to go to the other side, to the grove, and we have to do things there and maybe negotiate stuff. I don't even know why we are here in a way, but
we haven't met the druid.
Yeah, who's this druid? Anyway, yeah, that's funny.
But weren't we supposed to start in Brentwick?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, like 13 episodes ago. So, no Brentwick. It really has become a running gag, because now in every talking voice we are discussing why aren't we in Brentwick. we are even doing it in game. We are doing it on parallel projections yesterday. I think we did it yesterday. We had a nice conversation in parallel projections about playing D&D as well. I'm
really
gag.
getting a Harvest Fest vibe from this.
Yeah.
In Jasper's campaign, for everybody that doesn't know it, our party was supposed to go to a Harvest Fest. It's a festival, celebrating the season, I think, or a harvest. I don't even know anymore. And it took us 7 years or 8 years to arrive at the fest.
Yeah, probably somewhere around that amount of time.
Real playtime, people. Every 2 weeks we played a session for 8 years, and we finally arrived at Harvest Fest, and it was awesome. It was glorious.
Yeah, it was a bit of it was a fun festival, but during against the dark backdrop, right? So, yeah. So those are funny things. Maybe we never get to Brentwick. Where we are going, we don't need Brentwick. Yeah, probably. Well, I don't know. Maybe.
Probably.
I want to get some scrolls, man. But anyway. Where's the shop? Where's my gold? No, anyway.
So you're a wizard now?
No, I'm a Harry.
Oh, okay. You're a Harry wizard.
Yes, Gandalf. Okay. So... Is that enough about the Broodmother?
Yeah, I think that's
let's. We can't do this without not even saying something about the Broodmother.
Yeah, the Broodmother was very scary.
Well, that's that then, and we aren't going to discuss Audrey's wings either. No,
we didn't discuss Oddleaf's wings. I think it was Oddleaf sprouted her wings during the Broodmother, and we didn't discuss it in the next episode, except for the last 5 minutes. I think somebody
Soulwing.
Soulwing, started talking about those wings, and I really forgot about the wings in the previous episode. So I thought, oh my god.
Well, that's the main difference. Soulwing did. Yeah. So that's the main thing between this Bowen and the other Bowen. This Bowen just doesn't care about that stuff, and that's so strange, because other Bowen would have, man, you've got wings and the prophecy and blah blah blah, but this Bowen,
Thomas really does care, but Eric just forgot all about them.
That's what you
when Soulwing mentioned the wings, I thought, oh, I'm so stupid. Yeah. Why didn't we do this the first five minutes of this episode?
When we were walking to the Briarwood Copse.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's some unfinished business from the end of that combat as well. So we'll probably be discussing it at a certain point, because I think that when we go up against the Egg, which we don't know we will, but say, for example, that we would, I think it's good that we have each other's backs in kind of a way. Although I don't know if Bowen agrees, but Jasper agrees. Okay, so I think that's enough, right?
Yeah, that's enough. Okay, see you later.
There we're going to quit again. We had a moment on parallel projections yesterday where we were halfway the show and thought, well, this is an excellent point to quit. And then
when you finally
became the Silent King.
Became the Silent King. I saw that part.
Yeah. Amazing game. Yeah. Anyway, let's go into the main topic. I'll skip back again. So, what's the most memorable item your character has ever had? That's the question in Dungeons and Dragons, and why. So, because it's you, Erik, I have included a lot of funny things. because I know you like fun.
Yeah,
right?
I do.
Yeah, right?
I think.
You like fun.
Maybe.
So let's go to... There will be some long answers because apparently many of the people are really attached to their items and the stories behind the items. So there will be some short ones as well. So I will be stressing my throat when I'm reading these long sentences. But let's go into the fun part first.
Okay.
I wanted to say something else. Oh yeah, we had 133 comments, and I really had to filter them down to something I could put into the show. So not all of you who might be watching or who I contacted might have their thing included. But sorry for that. But yeah, let's go to the first. I think 2. 3 even. So Matt says
3.
1 million GP and a stolen Spelljammer ship.
1 million gold pieces and a stolen Spelljammer ship.
Yeah.
How do you get 1 million gold pieces?
Well, it used to be very possible in earlier editions, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So, for example, I think that in what was it again? You needed 760,000 gold pieces to have your weapon be enchanted as a +6 weapon, which was epic level. And then you would get higher and higher. You could combine all these strange stats on a single item and stuff. It's pretty funny. But it went into the millions.
Wow, you can run an entire city from with that kind of gold.
Yeah, or you get a +1 bonus. Yeah. So that's the first one. And Ben says, an enchanted flask where the inside was instead linked to the inside of an enchanted keg, which held 300 gallons of insert adult beverage here, and a coat with 100 pockets in which each pocket contained a pickle.
Whoa, that's awesome. Oh, Wolfguard would love that magic item.
Yeah. For the drinking or the pickles?
Well, the drinking and the pickles. Pickles are an excellent snack next to drinking. Only I think he would have, because how many gallons is it?
300 gallons.
That would take him 3 days, so.
Yeah. So it doesn't say if this replenishes after a certain amount of time, because otherwise you have these 100 pickles in these 100 pockets. But what do you do with the pockets when these 100 pickles have disappeared? And are they like extra dimensional, so that they flatten out, or are you walking around with 100 pickles? You always smell quite sour. I don't know. Well, it's funny in a way.
Yeah, it is funny.
Yeah. And then the last one, Kevin says, a cooked and partly eaten ogre's testicle that I used to kill a manticore.
Okay, I want to hear the story behind that comment, because
I tried to get a connection with this person, but I couldn't. Yeah.
If you're in chat right now, please tell us the story, because
if you're in chat, please do, because I want to know how you can kill a manticore with a testicle. Even if it's an ogre testicle. It might be a very harsh, blunt object, or it did the final 1 point of damage, like a regular Gunter. I don't know. Pickle Rick. Yeah, Pickle Rick. Pickle Rick. Yeah. So those were the first 3 of the funny comments, but because it's you, I have a lot more. So I have F. Soné, I think. She says, dagger of pigeon slaying, because pigeons.
Oh wow, that would be awesome when you live in Rotterdam.
Yeah.
Because pigeons are the reds of the skies. We actually do have 2 pigeons that hang around our house every day, and I throw them bread every now and then. And they've become our pet pigeons.
Pet pigeons.
Yeah.
So the thing that I ask myself, if you have a dagger of pigeon slaying, does this mean that it does more damage against pigeons? Because I think you can kill a pigeon with 1 damage, right?
Yeah, but these pigeons are awesome.
Or is it a boomerang dagger that you
and kills?
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Yeah, here we go. Where is it? Okay, I should have prepared this, but
Well, you didn't know that this was coming, so.
no, I didn't know that this was coming. I do have an expansion for D&D, third-party content. Here it is. And this is the awesome Humblewood expansion.
Oh, yeah.
You can play a pigeon in this one, so
Yeah,
the item would be.
now we
quite
know
awesome
what it's
when you,
for.
play this one. Yeah.
So, and Toy says, golden duck, it killed the party.
A golden duck.
It killed the party. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so now we are asking ourselves, is this a really OP golden duck, or is it a really big one that fell on them and they all missed the dexterity saving throw? You know, it's so funny if you get these short comments. My mind starts reeling, you know, because what's the story behind these things? Because they obviously came up with this as the answer to the most memorable item. Yeah.
Well, I'm already making content for my own game, so.
Yeah. And then Matthew says, I cast Magic Mouth on a pebble. I named it Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Would yell about intruders if it was on a pedestal and someone besides me approached, and would tell, wakey wakey hands of snaky, 8.5 hours after being set up.
Wakey wakey hand of snaky. Oh wow. This is so awesome in so many ways.
It's such a funny topic. Now you have made me laugh, Erik. Oh no, you didn't. Yeah.
I named it Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Wow. Give this man a medal.
Yeah. Yeah, probably men because it's called Matthew.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, you have to be.
Say this is a man.
Yeah, Efsone is a woman, I think. Well, looks like a woman, so we don't know. Anyway, and then the final funny one is, two funny ones. Joseph says, a piece of dried bear meat. My character carried it around like it was a sacred artifact and would frequently consult it before making important decisions. Mm-hmm. When I read this one, you feel that it's going into another direction because this is a great role play opportunity, and you can really imagine this kind of barbarian maybe or something that keeps this dried bear meat with him and really thinks that's some kind of effigy, but it's still in the funny category, I think. And then, but I really like the next one, and that's an 11-foot pole.
An 11-foot
11-foot pole, yeah. Just 1 foot more than the 10-foot one. Yeah. Yeah. And do you know the story behind the 10-foot pole, right? Or not?
Nope, I didn't. But
so
tell me.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you because it's really simple in a way. When you had before, in the first editions of Dungeons and Dragons, you didn't really have thieves. So, but you did have traps and stuff. Mm-hmm. So the way people would go about detecting traps is having a 10-foot pole and tapping the ground in front of them so they could
like
detect traps.
Man, yeah,
like a blind man, and triggering traps and stuff. Mm-hmm. So it was the first way to detect traps when there was no other way to detect traps. And I think that the 11-foot pole is a great answer to a 10-foot pole because you can reach 1 foot further than the original 10-foot one, you know. Maybe the next weird invention will be a 12-foot one, and then, then it's all bets are off.
You don't see the 10-foot pole in D&D.
It's still in the item list. It's still in the item
list? Yeah. Okay. Oh.
I think it's in the item list. It was there in third. I know that for sure. And I remember buying it in the first Dungeons and Dragons, the red box. It was there, but you had an item list that was this large, and we still had to decide what to buy, even though we had 1 million gold pieces. Should I buy this sack of grain or not? I don't know. The second guitar reference on this show, the best amps also turned to 11. Yeah. This is a show all about guitars and bosses. I think
because I know a lot about guitars.
Yeah.
Know nothing about guitars.
No.
The only musician we have is Michel, and he's currently in chat. So for all your musical questions, please ask mquake84.
Yeah. Do that. Do that, which is another word for druid, right? Yeah, so those were the funny ones, and then we go into the quirky ones. We're going through this quite fast. Spinal Tap, yeah. I know. Yeah, I've never seen that movie, but I know that it's from that movie.
Sounds very painful.
That as well, but it's a band name, so that's okay then. Yeah. So let's go into the next ones.
Okay, let's do it.
You wanted to finish early, so I'm going to go really fast.
Mhm.
No, I'm not going really fast. I'm going to drag it out to infinity, because we have all these people in chat who want to know, have some really good information about items and stuff, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Riley says, a coin with the right cantrip etched into it. A throwaway item that the barbarian loved and always made sure to try and use it in dark situations.
That's awesome. Yeah, because I gave out an item in the past as well with that gave continual light, and it really made a difference for the party because we had a lot of human players, and they couldn't see crap in the darkness. So
You can smell it.
you can smell everything in the dark. Yeah, but a coin with a light cantrip etched into it.
Yeah, so I think that when you throw it, it activates or something, which is funny because I realized I don't think there is a spell called Continual Light anymore, right?
I have to look it up because I am not a spellcaster, so...
Yeah, but I don't think there is. That's one of the staple spells that you had in at least 2nd edition, and now I don't remember if it was there in 3.5 edition. I think it was, though. Because that's such a staple spell that you put on your stuff and you put a hood over it. Well, I don't know. You just kept the gem that's in there, and then you. But when you want light, you just do wah. Now you have to cast light or dancing lights or create bonfire, for example, to make some light.
Yeah, there are a million ways to create light, and except for humans, I think almost every race race in the player's handbook has dark vision nowadays.
Yeah, halflings don't have it either, I think.
Yeah, halflings, humans, and I think
Gnomes have it,
orcs,
elves have it.
but
No, orcs have it.
okay.
Yeah.
I really do not like the fact that everybody has dark vision, because
Yeah, well, you had low light vision for certain races, you know, and that got that's not there anymore.
no, it's been replaced with dark vision.
Yeah, and that's quite different, I think, than, you know, if you can see twice as far in the moonlight because you're an elf, that's pretty cool. Now you can see 60 feet in darkness. But I think I don't remember for certain, but I think that in 2nd edition it was called infravision, and I think elves had that and dwarves had that, so that was different as well.
Yeah.
So I think they decided that they just wanted to have two kinds of vision, and then you have blindsight, of course, so that does something as well. Yeah.
And now we play with almost an entire human party, except for Soulwing. So we don't have a lot of dark vision in our party.
I don't think we have any. Well,
does Soulwing have dark vision?
I don't think Soulwing has, but maybe somebody else has.
Okay. I do think I do think a certain someone has dark vision, but.
Okay, what do we see? Wait, there is a structure, and yes, it is proper British humor done well by most Americans. I don't understand that one. You should see Spinal Tap just to experience the awkward humor. I have the light cantrip. Light does it. Bard, cleric, sorcerer, wizard, you touch one object that is no larger than 10 feet. Yeah, but... Well, a lot of things happening. Low light vision, dark vision, infravision was all a bit convoluted. Yeah. Is it convoluted? I don't know. It's... well, I'm not going to into Tasha discussion again, but I think that some things you can... It's easy, you know, how they handled it, and I think it's okay, but most things really are really fantastic these days.
Yeah,
it's just...
It really fits in the current D&D 5e... in the current D&D 5e, where they streamlined everything, right? So you don't have a +2 bonus or a +3 bonus anymore. You have an advantage or a disadvantage, and all those kinds of things really got streamlined. And I think they did the same thing with dark vision and infravision and television. Well, every vision.
Yeah. So Alexi says, television. TV, Jasper. Anyway, Alexei says, a talking snake. Our ranger charmed the snake. The DM threw in just to set the mood in the orc camp we were in. I forgot what spell exactly, but the DM was forced to speak for the snake whenever the ranger felt like talking to it. And he hated it.
I wouldn't hate it. I would love it.
I would love it as well. But that's why I included this one, because of the final remark. Because you see that the player is having fun, you know. He asked to talk to the snake because of the dungeon master. But I love talking as an animal.
Yeah, I do. In our party, my wife actually, she plays a character who can talk to animals with the spell Talk to Animals. And every time she talks to an animal, I do really silly, funny voices. But the rest of the party just sees her staring at an animal and making weird noises to the animal, and the animal speaking in its own language backwards to my wife. And she hasn't explained to anyone yet that she can talk to animals. So every time they see this an animal talking to my wife's character, they start hunting the animals.
Why?
Well, it's easy. They just sit there and they do nothing. So, hey,
wow, that's harsh, man. That's harsh.
Yeah. And then, after they hunt it, so if they shoot down the animal, I'll just go like, oh my god, oh my leg, there's an arrow inside my leg. Oh, the pain. Why does it hurt so much?
Yeah,
it's really
so
fun.
Cool. Yeah. Do you remember when Selves was replaced in the party for one session?
It's a long time ago. Yeah.
By Paul.
Oh yeah.
And I made him talk to a parrot.
Yeah,
and it was kind of his first introduction to our Dungeons and Dragons group, and it was pretty awkward. Oh, I loved that, man. Maybe shouldn't have done that though, but I loved it.
Yeah, I loved it too.
Yeah.
I didn't think Paul loved it as well, but he was there like, oh yes, we're going to play some D&D and kill some orcs. Yeah, let's give me some dice and throw. And then you just went, okay, this is a parrot. We have 2 hours. Let's go and talk to the parrot for 2 hours now.
Yeah, but and at the same time, we had that gruesome scene where the platinum cap from Daniel was ripped from his body and everything. And oh man, what a session! Yeah, so kind of a horror one. I love that. So cool things, right? Yeah,
cool things.
Let's go into the next one, and this is Careful Cantrips, Reina, who is in chat right now. Hello. And Reina here, close tie between 1. Homebrew blades for a ranger character I played that allowed me to teleport to the blades, never mind the additional radiant damage they did. Or 2, the dress that Elara just got in our campaign that does nothing but magically sparkle when she spins.
Oh wow! I really love the first one though.
I love the second one.
Ranger character I played that allowed me to teleport to the blades. Did you throw the blades? Were the blades like throwing knives, or were they really large swords?
So yeah, you go there and then you teleport. Poof.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can throw them. So yeah.
Oh wow, that's
pretty
awesome.
Cool. Yeah.
Really
Okay.
gives me these the vibe from what's that movie again? I thought it was X-Men Part 3 with or Part 2 with Nightcrawler that he teleported all
Nightcrawler
over the
scene,
place.
yeah.
Oh, I love that scene. That's one of the best movie scenes I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
And then that
Uh,
with a blade. That's
And the
awesome.
funny thing is, then when I saw that scene, I almost could smell the sulfur. You know, because
Ashley wants to talk us about sparkly dress.
that's kind of my favorite. Yeah, it's and I think we'll be discussing this during this show even more. So, is that these, just like the previous show, what is the most memorable item your character has ever had? It's so personal again. Because it can be anything. It can be the most powerful item. It can be the most funny item. It can be the most OP item or the most dangerous item. It can be as simple as a sparkling dress. Maybe a sparkling dress is not so simple because it triggers something in you that really feels cool to have.
It does have a lot of advantages. If you go to the dress is my kind of favorite. Okay.
Yeah. So that answers that one.
Yeah, that answers that one. But if you go to do a diplomacy check and you use a sparkly dress, you can have advantage with diplomacy. Or when you do a performance check, you can use a sparkly dress. I see a lot of role-playing potential. What character did you play with the sparkly dress? Was it
this one? The one in the it's
the
Ilara,
current
so
one.
it's the current one.
Yeah, the current one. Okay, yeah, I haven't caught up on all the episodes yet. I'm now in episode 4, I think.
Me still, and I just don't have the time. It's the end of year sprint at my library, which should feel like a relaxed job, but it isn't. It's okay job. It's a cool job, but it's not relaxed. I'm so eager to just sit down and watch stuff, But end of year thingies. But even and that's let's have this discussion then for a short while. It's like Bowen's cooking, right? I could have had the chef feed, or I just could start cooking. Yeah, and then sometimes everyone gains a boost and. Instead of the thing that has been described in the chef feed. And I like how you can do things around such an item. Yeah.
One of my players, Cynthia, she's currently playing Monk in my party, and she had the medicine skill and the survival skills, and she said, what can I do with them? And she really wanted to do something with potion brewing. So now we do every time we are in a short or long rest, she can gather and forage ingredients and then brew her own potions. I made a little sheet that she can follow, so roll for how many items you find, roll how successful you were, etc., etc. And she really loves that part of the game, even though it's a very small thing that I've implemented, but she really loves gathering stuff to create potions and create healing potions and create health packages and So I think it's mostly the small things the small things where you can explore your character, like you with the cooking, like her with the potion brewing, the sparkly dress for Reyna.
I think we have to stop the show here for a moment because Ashley is coming up with a joke but not succeeding.
Uh-oh.
So let's keep silent for a bit so that we can concentrate on that.
There's a getting told joke in there, strong
tail joke.
Okay.
Anyway, let's continue because this is taking too long. Sorry, Ashley.
Yeah. Sorry, Ashley.
No, keep going. This will take hours. I've had too much rum today. Oh,
You had
there you
5
go.
minutes to create some content, Ashley.
Yeah. So that's Reina's topic, and well, it led to some discussion. But well, let's handle the braids again, because I think that's cool. That's a cool item. And with that being said, we can, from those braids, I want to dive into probably my favorite item.
Okay, awesome.
Because those are tailored items. You don't see them in, well, maybe you could be seeing them in some resource for 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons or an older one. But, there are these items that you feel that really suit your character. And I think I just got my favorite item as well in the last session. I've been thinking if my old character had, well, he had. It's still a toss between those two. So, my previous character, my 2nd edition character, he had the Nightblade and the Wolf Fang, and those were pretty cool weapons. At first, they could cast spells as well, but they became inherent in some way. I had the Night Chain, which was an elven chainmail, and I had a ring and stuff, which were okay. But the coolest item I had was my crown, and that because I was a prince, and in the end I was a king, and this crown was kind of a high elf kind of crown from. Well, it was Dungeons and Dragons, but they always imagined a bit of kind of the Warhammer Fantasy kind of crown thingies. And there was nothing really magical about that crown until I read one of my other companions inscribe a seal in it that let me detect lies when I had it on. And
oh wow!
Yeah.
So it gave you, did it give you an advantage on insight checks, or
no? It just had the detect lies spell in there, inscribed, and that was it. But it's such a cool thing to have as a king.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that's another tailored item that really fits your character and where you can explore your character.
And I tailored it myself.
Yeah,
I mean, I let somebody else do it, but it was just a crown. Then it became this. And the other one is, of course, the insignia. Yeah. So the other one was the lunar dichotomy, which is a word I still have to think of when I started saying it. Starting to say it. Man, my English, and because it's so Bowen, and I love it, and it's great in many aspects. It is great because I think it's so tailored to Bowen that it's cool. It has a great name, but the other thing is, and we've discussed this on parallel projections yesterday for a bit, is that it is the right item at the right level. Yeah, so Shay really has a feeling about balancing such things, giving out things sparingly because it is our first magic item. It's not too overpowered. But it has a great feel to it, cool lore behind it. It was given in a great way, and so I love it.
Yeah, it's a very awesome item. I also love my item that I received last session. Though my favorite item, or do you want to go into this topic later?
No, just tell me.
My favorite item is still my Battle Rager armor for Wolfguard. It's
okay, cool.
Yeah, it's one of the armors Jasper tailored for me, and it's so awesome. It's powered by an energy core, like an Iron Man core, and it really, I can really do amazing stuff with it. And when we died the first time and went to the other realm, my armor became a living armor, so it sort of melted with my skin. Or no,
that was the last time you died.
Yeah, that was the last time I died. Okay, so the second time I died and came back to the to Breach again, to the regular realm. My armor melted to my skin, and now it's sort of a living skin armor that I can summon at will. It's so awesome.
And the spikes can grow out of it. But what I
sparks
really
me.
liked is that the point where you got this blue metal that you integrated into your skin, and now your skin has this blue metal parts that you can shift around to form different kinds of skinning on your armor. Yeah.
Yeah, I love my armor. That's all I have to say. And I do love the item Roger gave me for the Precipice of Dreams, but nothing trumps my Battle Rager armor that I've been wearing for 8 years now.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's another thing, because I was thinking, did I ever give that much thought to one of my magic items that I gave one of my characters? And I think that in a way, my characters might have experienced some of the things I gave them as pretty special. But when I think about it myself, I can't come up with an answer to that question.
Okay.
Because I have given out some really custom things and some things with quite a bit of lore behind them. But I can't. I lack this feeling of connection in a way. Because when you say your Battle Rager arm is your favorite magical item, then, well, it's cool, and I put a lot of effort in it, and it's yours, and it has a great history in a way because it was melted to you in combined with tech that came from this sorcerer and everything, and it has really. Most recently, you got the upgrade where it can change into thief tools or tinkerer tools because of the constructs that were embedded in it now, and that's pretty cool. But as a dungeon master, I feel like I might not be experiencing the excitement of that gift to you myself, which is what I suddenly realized.
As a dungeon master, I do love giving magic items right now. I think we will go into that later this show.
Yeah, probably. I know the exact moment where we can do that.
Okay.
But
So
thanks for saying that about the Battle Rager armor, though. I like that you said that, and now I can view it in that perspective as well, in that light. Anyway, let's go into the next slide. Sierra says, a real white and gold fluff ball of a spider as a familiar. I hate spiders, but this one was special.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I really like familiars.
I don't like them at all.
You don't like them at all?
Of course I like them. I have Kiss.
Oh, okay.
It's the best familiar of all.
I do worry sometimes with parties that have familiars and forget about familiars. So, I have this awesome mouse and I just stick it in my pocket and now I forgot about it 17 sessions and then after 17 sessions I have a dead mouse inside my pocket.
Yeah.
That actually happened in my D&D games a couple of times, and I forgot about familiars also all the time also. So I don't do familiars myself, but I love them when they are included in the party.
I have kids, the best familiars of all. And that is the quote of the show. I have kids, the best familiars of all. Too true. Yeah, I sometimes forget about them and don't feed them for a week. It's a big mess. Luckily, they can walk to their grandma. No, just kidding. I was saying kiss, though. But I like this one. Yeah. Familiars. The problem is you can't really resummon them with 25 gold worth of dust.
Well, you can, but
yeah, well, maybe.
Well, I killed off a familiar last session, and I didn't think too much of it. But in one of my own D&D games, and I didn't think too much of it. But one of the players was really, "What did you kill my familiar, man? That costs 10 gold to resummon it. Why don't I have 10 gold right now?" Okay, sorry. Just resummon the damn thing. Yeah, but I don't have 10 gold on me. It was a really quite awesome discussion, but
yeah. Well, I think that the thing with familiars that they changed quite a bit through editions as well. And in 5th, they are kind of immortal.
Yeah, they are.
Although
They're
about Kiss, I don't think Kiss must die in the realm we are in now. Because I think that might kill him, actually.
We can also try.
No, let's not do that.
Okay.
Yes, let's do. No, let's not do that. Yes, we will. No. Anyway.
No, Thomas has taken a liking to Kiss, so
No.
Bowen will not lay a hand on Kiss.
Yeah, well, that's okay then. Thank you. Okay, so I had a 3rd edition Necromancer character that had an undead cat as a familiar. Problem solved. It was made by stitching a bunch of parts from different cats together. I remember that one. It found up squares. Maybe my English is lacking there. Must be some reference. Kiss was made for loving you. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he's not such a kisser though. Which I still think it's funny that the first thing I did with it was show it to Old Reef and say, this is Kiss. Anyway.
Why did you call it Kiss?
It was on a whim. Really.
Okay.
Yeah, I had this other name, but I couldn't come up with it. And then I said Kiss. And, that's... Well, sometimes it's when you hear it, it's just right. Mm-hmm. Kiss is... Yeah, it's Kiss. And he doesn't have the demon markings or anything.
No, Slipknot was already taken, so
Slipknot was exactly. Yeah. He just came into. I knew what he was going to look like. I had done that, and I was going to surprise Roger with it as well, who was surprised when I summoned him. And because he wasn't in my biography as well, but I knew he had been there for a long time. Mm-hmm. So, Kiss. That's Kiss, how some things develop. Here it says... okay. Here, if you want to add something, please do.
In the beginning, I thought the first reaction was, "Oh my god, that's such a stupid name," and now it's one of my favorite characters on the show. It's called Kiss, but funny how that grows on you, that name.
Yeah, I think so as well. It's stupid that you thought it was a stupid name, of course, but
stupid is maybe.
I understand. I understand, Eric. I understand. So Helix says a halberd that was as heavy as the Brooklyn Bridge. I might have gotten this wrong. I should have put this one in the funny ones, I think.
Yeah, I think so because I don't see the practical use of it.
No, me neither.
Unless you can lift a halberd through magical means and then just drop it somewhere.
Yeah, then you have Brooklyn Bridge that you can drop on anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
How specific? Brooklyn Bridge.
Yeah, exactly that amount of weight. But then do you account for the foundation, or is it where the bridge starts leaving is over water?
Mm-hmm.
No one is sure.
You never know. Is that including traffic or excluding traffic?
Yeah. We might never know.
But okay, if that's your favorite, if that's one of your favorite magic items, I want to hear the story about that because
me as well. Yeah. So, Bob says a legendary magic weapon that slowly leveled in power as I did as a character. Sean says a battle axe of severing or severing. I never know. Severing, I think. Severing. It wasn't anything special. It was just made entirely out of precious gems. Ted says I had an intelligent sword once that hated violence. It was pretty cool. That's cool, right?
Oh yeah.
And Burning Sandwich is the only name I duplicated as a whole because I think Burning Sandwich is a great name. Had a bard that owned a 12-string golden fiddle. So I included this slide because the things themselves, except for maybe the intelligent sword, but the things themselves aren't that. It doesn't tell you about the legendary magic weapon, where it came from, what the history was, or even what its abilities are. But it's just this guy saying a legendary magic sword that slowly leveled in power as I did as a character. That's cool.
That's very awesome. Yeah. The legendary magic weapon is slowly leveled as a power. Blah, blah, blah. I love these kinds of items. I believe Matt Mercer does that with Critical Role. He did it in his
The first season, yeah.
first season, and those were the Vestiges of Divergent, I think they were called.
Yeah, vestiges, yeah.
Vestiges of Divergent, and I based an idea of that, but we will see that later in the show.
Probably after this slide, yeah. So.
Okay, but I really love when you give a character an item and it doesn't go obsolete within 5 levels when he finds a new item. Like he has a +1 sword and now he has a +2 sword, so the +1 sword can go into the bin because, well, what use does a +1 sword have when you have a +2 sword? And I really love items that grow with your character and stay with your character and define your character.
Yeah, that's funny. That's another topic that's really interesting to me. But first, Esner says, did the bridge summon a probably Godzilla, and or did the halberd summon a Godzilla? So that may be why it's yeah, could be. We might never know.
We will never know.
So when I first started DMing, I was pretty sparse on. That's not right. When I first restarted DMing, when I was about 15, I didn't know anything about magic balance, and I had this adventure which had like 6 magic items in it, and it was too hard. It was really too hard. So then for my birthday, I think as a gesture, they gave me the Night Below 2nd edition boxed adventure. We played that for 8 years.
Yeah.
And there is a lot of magical items in there. And I think that defined me kind of as a DM that really let you exchange weapons when you got a better one. And the better ones were also cooler than the previous ones, and then the ones that were better than those were even cooler. So that's another way to progress them, to have the choice. I remember the fighter having like 6 items and choosing before battle which one he was going to use to maximum effect. And I like the multitude as well as a way of giving out magic items to the characters. At a point, they had like 40 obsolete swords, for example. They started trading them off, and that gave another way of looking at those items. I think they had a tiny hut, and it was full of the magical items they had gathered, and they were stashed everywhere and stuff. So it made for another visual.
And then the party died off, and 100 years later, the tiny hut. Yeah, the tiny hut became part of an old dungeon, and the new party finds the tiny hut with all of these magic items. Yeah,
all these +1 long swords and everything. Yeah, it's not good enough that we find 1. We have to find 20. You know, yeah. But then, when you are talking about your battle rager armor, that kind of has a logical. It's logical that it grew with you in power, and that's okay as well. But it's not standardly me. Or when Roger found his staff, that was really tailored to him. Yeah.
Also, what I don't get about our group with the Breach campaign, you give all of these characters such amazing and awesome powers, and half of them don't use them, like the Black Flame. I mean, it's so awesome. I would be using it all day. I would be barbecuing everything with Black Flame. We got a magic item called Harvester. Yeah, which got used 2 times, I think, in
I don't even know that you fought with it, though. Yeah, well, maybe once, against the Elementals. Where you got introduced as Wolfguard. I like giving great power, and then letting people decide: do you even want to use this? You know, because it can be so destructive, but so good in certain battles.
Yeah,
it's like the one where Roger was in the cannon, and the canon was looking at the city where the main villain was at that point, and he was one push away from shooting the whole town into oblivion, but would have killed a lot of innocents as well. You know, will you do that or will you not do that?
It's a real good thing we have people like Roger in our party, and also other people who know when to punch the brakes sometimes. Because if it was just me, that city wouldn't be standing there right now.
Yeah, red buttons.
Red buttons.
Red buttons everywhere. Yeah.
And now you gave me...
Yeah. So
you gave me a character with a necromancer inside it, and I couldn't wait to play the necromancer.
Yeah, that's another one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although that was quite a storyline as well. These are 4 examples. So the Battle Axe of Severing, which isn't anything special. It was just made entirely out of precious gems. So, you probably might find this item in a book, but for Sean, it was the most precious items he had. It was, I don't even think it's the fact that it was made out of precious metal, gems, but it was just his, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is the same story as the sparkly dress. If you really like an item that defines you, or that complements your character, that item sticks with you.
So, and then the Burning Sandwich had a bard that owned a 12-string golden fiddle. Well, I think 12-string golden fiddles might not be the best, give you the best resonance, but who cares? It's not magical, I think. It might be magical, but it doesn't say if it's magical. It's just a 12-string golden fiddle.
It's one of the first bards I see mentioned in this show.
Yeah, we had a couple, I think, but they were a bit more obscure about their class.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I do love the bard class. It really it really brings a lot to the table when you include a bard in your party.
Yeah, we are experiencing that, right?
Yeah.
Bards who go warlock.
Did you just spoil it for everyone?
Eldritch Blast. Anyway, and then you have, of course, a Ted said I had an intelligent sword once that hated violence. It was pretty cool.
I would play that. I would play that sword like C-3PO. I'm made for etiquette, not destruction.
Yeah.
I'm fluent in 1,200 languages. Why's there blood all over me?
Why?
I would argue with the character every time he unsheathes me.
Yeah, so we're not going to do it again, right? We're not going to do it again.
You would really get a Monty Python kind of show at that point.
Yeah. So let's go into your thingy. We can talk, but people want to be seeing us for a moment. But if you are going to talk about art, and maybe you should put on your Twitch stream. I suddenly hope that we will be able to hear you. Okay. Let's see what will be happening when I do this. So let's look at Twitch for a while. Can you hear us? I think you can hear us, right?
Can the chat still hear us?
I understand 500 different forms of salute. I'm a ceremonial sword. Yeah.
Yes, yep. Okay.
Yep, okay, yes. Cool. So some art and some statistics from our dear Erik for his own personal campaign. You know, first off, I'm not an artist in this way. So when I look at these things and I think, well, man, I've never done that for my party, makes me a bit jealous that you can do this.
Yeah, but I can't make the great stories you make. So I use a lot of pre-generated stories right here, and I tailor them to my needs. But make a real. I can't make a real complete world and make it believable like you do. So that's your thing.
Okay, I feel humbled, I think, but don't sell yourself short as well.
But I do like to fluff my campaign up with stuff like this. Now, I made my party is currently running Curse of Strahd the second time with another party. So they are playing new characters, and they are currently in Barovia, the realm where Strahd resides. And they are dealing with the repercussions that the first party, they are dealing with the mess that the first party made within the realm. So, big spoilers, they killed the big bad evil guy, and the whole realm is now in a power vacuum, and there's a sinister new big bad evil guy, or the same big bad evil guy, they don't know that yet. And they've been sent on a quest to collect these items to confront that evil guy, because one of our party members wants to enter a temple that the evil guy now resides in, and they were told that they had to collect these items or else they will fail confronting the evil guy. These items I made based on the same principle as the Vestiges of Divergence, so from Matt Mercer. So they are items that grow with your character, but other than Matt Mercer, I don't do the awakened state on roleplay opportunities, but when someone role plays very well, or someone do something very dramatic, but I do them on level. So they receive these items between 5th and 7th level, or 5th and 8th level. It depends on how well they play this campaign. And at 10th level and at 15th level, these items get an upgrade. So so they will be becoming stronger. I haven't shown the upgrades yet because, one of my party members will be rewatching this show. So, but yeah, there's 6 items in total. Everyone tailored for one of my characters in the show. So we have a paladin in the show. We have. And she will be going after the plate armor. We have a Viking cleric in the show who will be going after the hammer. The Omega Stone, so the floating crystal, has been found by our wizard. The Onyx Crown, it's a magical, mystical crown, and that will be for our. I always say sorcerer, but I believe he's playing sorcerer, or he's playing what's that called? So you have warlock or sorcerer, one of the two classes.
You don't know?
Yeah, I think he talked a couple of times that he wanted to play a warlock, but he plays a sorcerer at the moment. The Dragonstone Knuckles will be for our monk, and the Titan Slayer has been found by our barbarian.
Yeah, cool. So I like the design of them as well. They are not too powerful in their first state, but they are cool.
Yeah, they're quite simple in their first state, but they will become more strong when they reach 10th level and 15th level. And I really looked up the items that should be within those levels, within the level range, and I based their strength on the level, on the appropriate level.
Yeah, cool. Well, I love them. And Ashley Gibson says, Erik, every time I see your drawings, I am in love with the OSL. You could do a whole YouTube channel dedicated to paper-based OSL.
What's OSL again?
I don't know.
Ashley, can you please tell me what's OSL? But thank you, Ashley.
The object source writing. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Object source. I knew that.
I understand. Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, he does it pretty great. I understand what you're saying, because I think that's...
Yeah, I'm currently experimenting a lot with object source lighting. I've been I've started painting, drawing again at the beginning of this year for Voidcast, and I really love doing it. I drew a lot in my past for my opleiding.
Education.
For my study, for my education, and also, I drew a lot when I was younger. But then I stopped, making art I stopped making drawings, and Voidcast really gave me the opportunity to hone my skills. And I really love exploring artwork and making artwork and making things, look more real with every drawing I make.
Yeah. So Essen says, not without talent, this guy. And I totally agree.
Thank you, Esner.
I would even go so far as to say that you have talent.
No, I don't have talent yet. There are a lot more talented people out there, and I do my best, and I will improve, but I'm not there yet. I'm not at the point where I want to be. So,
well, you're at the point where I want you to be, though. So, and every time you increase your skills, you're again at the point where I want you to be. So, I'm growing with you, man.
Michel says you're also an amazing mini painter that might help with the OSL, because the OSL is awesome. Thank you, Michel. Yeah, I have been painting miniatures for like games like Warhammer for about 20 years now, I think. 22 years. Yeah, 22 years now. So that kind of helps with color knowledge and building up colors and
Yeah. So Ashley says you clearly don't have to be able to name it to be damn good at it. It would seem true.
Oh, I see a network error. Is it?
Well, I'm hoping it's not for them.
Do you also see it?
Yeah, it's working for me.
Oh, okay.
So, anyway, we are going to watch Michel talk about stuff. Because he always wants to talk about stuff. So here's a video from Michel. No, it's cool. Here we go.
Hey guys, I'm in between quests right now, and I just wanted to make this quick video to talk about my favorite item of all times. Strife McKennan's greatsword Wolf Skull. Strife McKennan, this character I've talked about before on this show, but I just love sort of keeping his legacy alive on the internet through these videos. Now, Wolf Skull was an amazingly powerful magical greatsword, or two-handed sword, but not necessarily the reason why I'm picking it for this video. The sword had belonged to my great-great-grandfather Corvic McKennan, was taken by our enemies, reclaimed by me, at one point broken and reforged. It even switched hands from Strife McKennan to his granddaughter Pride McKennan, and she used this sword in the ultimate battle between good and evil. This is of course a gross oversimplification of the sword's story. When the campaign ended, this sword had a story arc that was comparable to most player characters. And that's why, for me, it's the most memorable item. Not because of the powers that the sword gave, but the story that the sword told. I think for me, the most memorable items are not the items with the most powerful stat blocks, but with the coolest stories attached to them. Okay, bye! I also want to give a special shout out to the magical items that Roger created for us in the last episode of the Precipice of Dreams. Stat blocks and magic powers are not all important for items, but they are kind of cool, and when they are as personalized as Roger made them for all our characters, that's just great. So, thank you, Roger, for those items.
So, and we're back. We can talk again, Erik. I have to watch it on Twitch, so because oh man, there we go, and with the echo. I have to watch it. So there we go. Because I can't do things in studio mode when I anyway.
Yeah,
stuff. So yeah, that's about Wolf's Call, and again, it's about history. It's not about the statistics.
But that sounds like a really awesome item. That was Roger's campaign, right?
Yeah.
Legacy of Time. If I
Yeah, this is the same campaign where I had the crown, so to say. There were some great sound effects in the last shots. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
really
like the way how you did that one, Michel.
I really love the way he edited it, and I actually was looking in the background if I could see a murder mystery happening.
But it's interesting that he says that the item has a history of its own, because then, I'm thinking about, for example, the sword you mentioned before, Harvester. Well, maybe I'm proud of that one. I'm proud of Harvester as a weapon. It was part of another party I had as well. One of the characters wielded it there. And it is very powerful. And then it came back into this campaign, and I knew its history. And I think Mireneas knew a bit about it as well, because he was in that other campaign as well. So there were this crossing over of an item that has existed for many, many years and has seen different people wield it. A character arc even. Yeah, character arc. Yeah. So some things just get a life of their own, But I think that when you go for stats, it was a +5 sword, right, Michel? Not that it matters, because the story is great, isn't it? But Nightblade was, in the end, was a +5 sword as well. Harvester has so many dark omens attached, yes.
Yeah, I love Harvester. Oh,
it's a great name for a short sword, I think.
I do ask myself if I could absorb Harvester in Wolfguard's armor.
Yes, in the end. Yeah, my Nightblade was that as well, as was my Wolf Fang. I had the Nightblade and the Wolf Fang. Those names only... anyway. Let's continue with because we have a couple of slides to go and not that much time anymore, I think. So Jan says, haven't had many super memorable items over the years. I guess I'll go with a current one, Decanter of Endless Water, because it gives me the opportunity to come up with the countless unconventional uses for it. And the other one is by Thomas. In second edition, I had a magic amulet around my neck that when rotated, a suit of armor came out and covered me. As armor, it had 2 ports on the chest that shot out flames. I don't remember how often I could do that.
Oh, that sounds awesome. It's like an Iron Man armor.
Yeah. So here we get into the versatility factor of a couple of items that you might have, of the unconventional use of them.
You really have to watch out with handing out these items as a dungeon master, because a decanter with endless water, you can flood a room, or
we'll be getting a sample soon where a very, very simple broken magical item did in one of the biggest bads there is. So we'll get into that one. Yeah, but I love those items. The ones that can destroy a campaign in a way.
Yeah. Yeah, because decanter with endless water, you will never grow thirsty. So survival campaigns, if you want to base your adventure off of a survival campaign, well, that's one factor you won't be getting.
No.
I can think of 100 uses for a decanter without with endless water, but
yeah. See you, Reina. Thanks for joining us this evening. And,
see you, Reina.
See you soonish. How did you do the snowy things though, with Kiss? I don't understand. Is that something you can do?
Maybe it's a feature for.
there was another person who said also said Decanter of Endless Water, and he was in a desert campaign. So there you go. But that's the thing I have with the create food and water spell as well, because when you have a quirk that can cast that spell, you will never be able to do we'll be starving because of food and drink thing.
No.
Yeah.
And that's the same with everyone having dark vision.
Yeah, there are some things that you cannot do when that happens.
Yeah. Or a ranger that can never get lost, or it breaks a lot of awesome opportunities for role playing in a campaign, and items like this also have the potential to break a lot of awesome things that you think of as a dungeon master. To create an awesome campaign, it can really break those things.
So, what do you think about the armor? I included that one because it's a piece of armor that does a thing, but the way that it can be used, I think, is great, because that makes it a personal thing. It reminds me a bit of your Wolfguard armor in a way.
Yeah, it does. Well, the awesome thing with the armor in the amulet is that you can don and doff your armor in an instant. So that's always handy. So you will be getting a better night's sleep, and you can get ready for action in a couple of seconds. And also, if you end up in a social encounter, like you go to a ball or a parliament meeting or whatever, or you go to court, and stuff goes down, you can also summon your armor. So it's a really useful item, I think.
I think you can say shit though.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
You can.
Oh, then don't sorry.
Okay, here are some more. David says, Eye of Vecna. I was too chicken to use it. Calls Vecna. Well, short armor. I love that one. And then Roger, this is one you're going to like. Roger says, our DM had a minor magic item put in our game that ended up being used to defeat Cthulhu. It was a gold coin that made copies of itself when it spun. Each rotation made a copy of the coin. A glitch in the item creation caused it to pass on the duplication effect to each other coin. As we faced off a cult who opened a rift to where Cthulhu was planning his massive invasion, my character flipped the coin of duplication into the rift. An exponentially expanding mountain of coins basically blocked the portal and allowed our side to close it, preventing the invasion.
Oh wow, that's such a creative use for that item.
Yeah. It's super scary, of course, because if it ends up on your side of the portal, you have a big problem. But
you do.
Throw it into the dark realm.
So I killed Cthulhu. I stopped Cthulhu with a spinning coin. That's such an awesome story.
Yeah, I like that one. But it's the endless decanter of endless water into the extreme, I think.
Yeah. It is, because the decanter of endless water, you can pour it in, and in a couple of years the endless void will fill up. But something that exponentially increases, duplicates with every spin, that's very powerful. You will be hit with millions and millions and millions of coins in no time.
Which lends itself to a great question. Is it ever the item that is memorable, or is it the way you interacted with it? Well, I think you're getting to the bottom of the thingy we were discussing there, Ashley. Because I think it's far more the latter than the first. Because I think you can... Well, let's go on. Now, but you can have a magical plus one sword or dagger or anything. That just... that got you through an escape out of a castle and became the item that you will be depending on for the rest of your adventuring career, and then that's the item. Or sparkly dress.
Yeah.
So Jeremiah says, a ring that could slow time down to a crawl. I could use it 3 times a day. DM never set a time limit, but this ring was broken as for a rogue, so I didn't want to push my luck. The funny thing is, this guy immediately replied to me on Facebook when I said that I would be showing this remark, and said that I said, "Wow, this is quite powerful. I would be careful with that." And he said, "Yeah, well, at first I wasn't careful with this ring, but I saw that my DM got annoyed after the so many use and I derailed his campaign, that I started being more conservative with the item, because otherwise I would have exploited it as much as I could." And he had a couple of examples where it really turned the tide of the battle against it. But I think that finally he got trapped in with a demon in a sort of other realm. Yeah. And the ring and his character and the demon were lost, and the 5 parties that came after them never succeeded in finding him and setting him free again. So, yeah.
Yeah, that was the DM's way of telling, I really don't like this item anymore.
Yeah, in a way. And the character can go with it as well. Yeah. L. Lee says, "My ranger had blue dragon tooth bow, which had 75% chance of adding a 3d6 lightning to his base 1d6 arrow damage." So these two I've put together because they are power items, I think. Maybe the second one isn't that powerful because you can have an oath bow, and that far supersedes this item. But you get the feeling that it's cool, and if you get this at certain levels, it's certainly broken. But yeah, they're being liked for their power.
If it had a 25% or a 10% chance of adding 3d6 lightning damage, it would be an awesome item that would have an occasional damage spike. But 75%, that's three-fourths of all your dice rolls.
Well, do you know the oath bow?
I don't.
It's a bow that when you say, "You are my mark," and you can only do this once before a new dawn, you gain advantage against that creature and add 3d6 of damage.
Okay.
So there are items that are, in a way, more powerful than this. It all depends on when you get it. But I included it because these two are talking about powerful items, and I like that in this case. Which is okay, because that might... Jeremiah really had a story to tell about how it was used and what finally happened to his character because of it. So, yeah.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's what you do with the character. It's what you do with it that defines the magic item.
Yeah,
it's the same with this bow, and it's the same with the time stop. So over the reverse. It's getting late today.
Yeah.
The slow down time item. Oh wow, that's a large comment.
Yeah, I will go through it a bit quicker. If we are going through all of the D&D, I would say it would be the special Grandmaster garb my monk had back when I was playing 3.5. It was a special piece of equipment favored by the GM he obtained after returning to his monastery and competing with 2 other students to earn the right to run the dojo. After winning, he obtained the outfit from his master, who, upon completion of the trials, he found out was already dead. The garb held the spirit of his master in it, and also basically gave him the damage die, number of attacks, etc. So I'll keep it at that because you get the gist. Why I like this is because it is an item that confers the power of another individual.
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to include it, because I recently did something like this where my open hand monk got his hands on a Way of the Sun Soul robe that gave him the powers of the Sun Soul monk, in addition to his Way of the Open Hand abilities. Was conferred by this robe, so it triggered me because I did something similar in a way. It didn't give him a higher power level, but it broadened the spectrum of abilities that he could use, which I like to do, as you know.
Was it Paul's character or
No, it was in my Friday campaign.
your Friday campaign? Okay. Jasper is running 15 campaigns at the same time.
Yeah, man. Oh, I'm running 3 of them, but it's a bit tiring next to all these other stuff. So yeah, but these kind of inheritance items, I like that concept. So I thought I would include this, and it's a great story. It's an item with history.
In one of my campaigns, I had a magic amulet that contained a complete different character from a monk that had a magic amulet, and it was a dragon amulet. So she said, "So okay, that's awesome." It was a dragon amulet, and she had to guard it with her life, but she didn't give me a backstory for other than that. So. The dragon amulet actually contained a dragonborn paladin that got stuck in the amulet, and at a certain point in the campaign, the dragonborn awoke and switched places with the monk. So then she gained the ability to switch places with the paladin once a day. So that was awesome. She could play 2 characters, and every time she had a long rest, she could choose which one of the characters she would play.
Yeah, well, I can imagine that is fun because I'm doing the same thing.
It worked very fun.
That's why I play 2 Bowens.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's different, but yeah, I can imagine. Roger says, oh well, I've duplicated this one. Sorry. But we're going to it quickly now. Nicole says, a pepper box named Sunshine. My gunslinger had crafted it after the death of his wife, using it to exact revenge on those that had taken her from him, and then to bring about a peaceful world he would no longer need it for. DM ruled that it did radiant damage, and the activation words for it were, "You are my sunshine," spoken in Celestial.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I like it.
Very emotional piece of item. Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. There's a backstory and all.
Yeah, and I like this revenge theme, which would finally come to fruition with peace, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mike, on the other hand, says, a book of spells I had to decode in real life.
Awesome.
Yeah. So this is why I wanted to add this sheet, because both these items have a component where you do something more with the item than you might have expected from the item. Mm-hmm. Adding some funny real life reference into the wording of the activation, making things available in game by solving things in real life. I like how that works, and I think that's part of the fun in Dungeons and Dragons as well. I am all for serious games. I love the dark and broody kind of adventures, but I have you at my table, so that will never work in a way.
I'm sorry, man.
No, it's good. I had to get used to that, especially in the first few months, I think, because I was, well, man, this guy is having so much fun. No, that's not. But it's. I now realize that if you can have a good laugh at the table and pay real attention to those situations where it gets serious, it's the best way to spend your time, right?
Yeah. I really had to find a fine line where I can balance my stupid humor with serious moments, and I think we got there eventually.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
we did. Yeah.
And I didn't want to do the whole Joker thing on Precipice of Dreams, although I do make a funny remark now and again. But
it's less Thomas, it's more Erik, right? It's less Thomas, but more Erik. That does the funny remarks.
Yeah. Erik does the funny remarks. Thomas is a bit more serious. So
yeah, and Gunther is is funny in a way, but that's in-game funny. As well.
in-game funny.
There's a pun drama graph available soon. There are a lot of mega tragic movies that are comedies. Yeah, that's true. Also true. There are a lot of mega tragic movies that are comedies. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. It's probably because of the sunshine thing that's in the thing.
Yeah, Bullet also.
Well, I haven't seen the second one. I couldn't set myself to watching it. Let's go to the...
I will watch it. But.
Yeah, probably. William says, stuff of anti-magic. It literally had a permanent anti-magic field around it. Well, I used it to completely derail a campaign. I was in by throwing it too close to an important NPC that had a magic item that was keeping him alive by halting the spread of a toxin through his system. He melted. I was surprised. I was surprised the other players were dying laughing, the guards weren't happy, and the DM was frantically flipping through his notes trying to figure something out. Apparently saving him was going to be our next quest. He had never let me have the magic item like that again since... Yeah.
Stuff of anti-magic, it's too powerful, man. But it's the way he used it is really awesome.
Yeah, accidentally. So he killed the wrong guy as well. It's not only did he kill the big bad or something. No, he killed an NPC that was so important that well, it's funny.
Yeah, stuff like that happens, and as a DM, you have to just roll with it. And sometimes it can be frustrating, but hey, most of the times, don't plan ahead too.
I love derailed campaigns. I just love it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we are going through them quite fast now.
Yeah.
David says, a lucky tankard, chipped grey mug that my clerk carried from 1st to 12th level. I used it all the time and made sure to mention it during 2 encounters and stuff. It was a very fun thing when my character eventually died just before 13th level.
Lucky tankard.
Yeah, just a lucky tankard. And this is where I like this, And William says, and I love this maybe even more than the previous one, but that's personal, of course. Castle Redfeather. It was my DM's castle when he played second version, and it was kind of his way of passing the torch to the new DM. Now I use it as a backdrop for first dungeon for the first time players.
Oh wow! So that's not really the question because it's for your character, but it is awesome that you pass down your castle. It would be like you give Breach to someone else who can play with the Breach campaign.
Yeah. So that's passing on the torch in kind of a in-game way, and not really in-game. It's I like both of these. The first really talks of loss, because it was just a lucky tankard, a chipped grey mug. Then his character died, so he couldn't use the tankard anymore. That's so sad. Yeah.
I hope they found this tankard with another campaign.
Yeah. And I think that the trick for the Dungeon Master is to not make it magical.
Yeah.
Just to keep it a lucky tankard. Or not even really lucky, but just a tankard. Yeah.
Yeah. I once gave my group a token goblin that they rescued, and he just stuck around for 20 sessions or something, and then they lost the goblin. They were really sad about it.
Yeah. They should be. Yeah. So we're getting into the sad part, and I think the last one almost got me emotional, and that's, since last episode, I think I know where I'm going with these kind of things, and I think that the description of Rena's swirling dress and these kind of things really is what makes me want to have these feelings about items as well. Because when I first asked this question, I thought, well, funny question, let's see what happens. But there are always these pearls in between these, or these rough diamonds in between all these other stories that just get to you. So the final one is this one. Mark says, some nice clothes. Silver Fox, the tiefling sorcerer, was brought up in a church orphanage, then adopted by a poor beachcomber family because the church would pay an allowance for the family to look after her. All she ever wore was a rag sewn together in a patchwork. After her first little adventure, she had a few silver pieces, and a friend suggested she buy nice clothes to wear at the town's festival. The seamstress, who was the local tailor, took pity on her, knowing that she had never had even this much money before, and made her a dress from an old roll of materials she had out in the back, which should have cost significantly more. She even made the dress fit round her tail perfectly. By campaign's end, I could cast wish and had artifact items, but I could never wish for any item more special than that dress.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, man, that nearly gets me tearing up.
Yeah,
Really.
it doesn't get me tearing up, but I really love the story behind it. So
I'm an emotional salt, you know that. Yeah,
I do not have emotions. So
that's true as well. Just a joyful.
no, but
I'm not crying. It is
a
dust.
Beautiful
Yeah.
story, and
Yeah.
it creates a beautiful story, and that's what you hear all across the community in all different streams. You create stories with this game, and stories that last, I hope, your entire life. I will be talking about the day Wolfguard died. In 20 years, I will be talking about the day the Wolfguard died, battling the frostworm. And that's the same with this dress. It's a very beautiful story that, it's Ashley says, I'm not crying, it is dust.
Yeah.
I'm not crying, I'm sweating from my eyes.
Yeah. So I agree, and it's should I? Well, I had a near-death experience a short while ago. And that really made me feel significantly different of how I wanted to tell stories and how long they should be and everything. So it might sound silly, but I'm trying to get some speed into my stories because I want to tell so many stories, and I don't know if I can ever do them because things might happen. Not to say that they will, because I'm better now, but it's just that life is short, and there are so many stories to tell each other and participate in with each other, and makes you think, man. And then you have these pearls of comments on a simple question about what is your favorite item, and you suddenly realize why you're playing this game and why you want to tell even more to stories, and why you start a new group to start telling a new story, and it makes you conscious about, am I telling the right story now, or my players still having fun when I'm telling this story? And it really builds up to something magnificent in the long run.
Yeah, it does, and I really love you make a connection with players. If you do a tabletop or board game, it's fun and it's competitive, but with especially with role playing games like Dungeons and Dragons, you really build a connection that can last, that can make a beautiful friendship that can last a lifetime if you do it correctly. If you do it, well, not correctly, that's maybe the wrong word, but you can forge beautiful friendships via this game, and that's so unique about this game, I think.
Yeah, but imagine
I've played Warhammer for 20 years, and the friends that I have, I already had when we played, but I didn't make new friends during the game. I know a couple of faces, but with Dungeons and Dragons, I got to learn you guys. I got to meet you guys, and got to experience the game with you, and I can honestly say I'm very comfortable with you all, and I feel very close to most of you.
Yeah.
Especially now we do voidcast with a couple of these weird characters.
Yeah. It's amazing how that goes. You know, it's well, Michelle, you can clip it afterwards. I'm sure you will make something amazing out of it. It's friends for life thing. Even those that I don't see that much anymore, I can go up to them and start a conversation like it was yesterday that I saw them last.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing is that we met at a telephone store where I was working and you accidentally walked into because you had a question. And then I saw you at a party of a friend of mine that was your nephew.
Yeah.
And then when he went abroad, you fell in for him because I knew you had ambitions in the field of Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, a long time ago I had ambitions. But
No, I meant maybe it's the wrong word, but you wanted to play. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, I
and,
want to play D&D, and that's
now now it's 9 years later. Yeah. So yeah, friends for life, companions for life, people who share the same interests to such a deep level. Yeah, I love it. That's why I almost tear up at these kind of reactions. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's an awesome note to end the show. I don't know if there are any more left, but
No, if I can tell you this, normally I have the end credits where I talk about what will be the next question, and this time I say I have no clue because I will be thinking about a talking void question for the next one, but I was so into this one that I couldn't.
Chat?
Any suggestions in chat would be great, or in the Instagram, or anything. We could be deciding it right now together. But yeah,
because
love you guys and girls, and yeah.
Because we now did magic items. Last time you talked with Dave, which was a whole awesome show.
But next time we will not be having a guest, I think. So let's just have an interesting question. Be discussing the Precipice of Dreams, but we are looking forward to. I'm not crying, you're crying. Oh, the hearts. But there will be some things, some collaborations in the near future, I think, and that will be cool. If you really want to cry, the best friendship you have had in a campaign. The best friend. Oh yeah, the best friendship you have had. Oh yeah, like that.
Mm-hmm.
What is your biggest mystery? Oh, those are suggestions. Now I understand. Suddenly I went back into my head and didn't realize. So we have what is your biggest mystery during a campaign, and if you really want to cry, the best friendship you have had in a campaign. Man, I like that one. I like them both, Mireneos, and I think I will write that one down as well. But I might be going for Ashley's suggestion because. I want to tear up again.
Then I won't be doing the next show because I have the emotional capability of a shrimp. So
I think who's on next? Is it Jin?
I think it's Jin or the Dungeon Master, one of the two.
Yeah, I mentioned that. I didn't even think about that one because I was so into this one. Yeah.
You would take external guests into our show.
Yeah, we'll be doing that soonish. Yeah.
Soonish, okay.
Yeah,
awesome.
I think so. So
we'll think about it, and when we know what's the next question, we will post it online, I think.
Yeah, we'll be saying it in the we'll be announcing it in the Precipice. But I really have to take a picture of these questions because I think it's cool. Where's my camera? Don't go too fast.
You can screenshot your screen, right?
Yeah, I know. Roger always says this to me. People making pictures of their screen. Oh, and I still keep doing it. I don't know. Maybe it's because I was born in the 80s.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, Grandpa.
Yeah. Okay, so it will probably be yours, Ashley, but I will do Mirenese's one as well in the future. And we'll be announcing guests at a later stage, I think, and we'll be progressing as we find our format again and again. Yeah. But with that, it's the end of the show, people. I hope you had a lot of fun. I hope it wasn't too big of a story. I had a lot of examples, this one. I will have tissues on standby for that one. Yeah, well, you should, because I'm going to cry with you. But thanks for watching. That's what I was trying to say. And thanks for being such good people. And thanks. And until the next time, see you Monday on the Precipice of Dreams. Monday after that on Parallel Projections probably. Vrolijk kerstfeest, jongens. Well, there you go.
Yeah, and nice Christmas. We wish everybody awesome holidays, and
we do the what is it, the New Year one in the Precipice as well, I think. Merry Christmas.
Awesome.
See you soon. Goodbye.
See you soon. Goodbye. And thank you.
Have a nice sleep. Goodbye. And oh man, I have to do the outro now. Almost forgot. Goodbye.
Bye.